for everybody on the panel, if you were to share one thing with those executive leaders that might be listening in, say, this is something you need to hear, and if you could make this change, do this thing, it would have a great impact on day-to-day life in our community. What would you say to those leaders? And we'll start with Joe.
That's a good question. I would probably say the single biggest impact that could be made right now for us in the facility would be the mandating of vaccinations for all the employees.
That is a hot
good luck with that,
topic.
but that's where I stand. That on a day-to-day operational perspective right now, if I had 100% of my staff vaccinated, I would be living in a very different world.
Interesting. Brian, do you feel the same way? Is that high on your priority list?
Well, I have two things. Number one, go out to a building. Get out.
Sure.
See what's going on out there in the world. Many, I must say, the Genesis folks, many of them do. But I agree. I agree with Joe. We talked about the vaccination ever since it hit the streets back in December, and really the only way to stop this is for everyone to be vaccinated, and the only way to get the most bang for your buck is to mandate it. I mean, Genesis mandated the flu shot many years ago, and if you don't take a flu shot, you wear a mask during flu season. Now, right now, that really doesn't matter because we're all on masks, but at some point in time, these masks are going to come off. So I think at some point in time, we're going to have to move forward with that.
Absolutely, and this is where Kathy is a great person to pick on, both from her NHA side and now her background in human resources and managing that. We've even had some internal discussions about what does it take for an employer to mandate vaccination. Kathy, what are some of the pitfalls or things you're hearing from employers about that topic, the vaccine mandates and what they're looking at? Some people are doing it and some people aren't.
Yeah, there's a wide variety of positions out there on this topic, and a lot of chatter right now is happening with employment law attorneys stating that this isn't something that can be mandated by an employer. I think we're going to work through some more legal issues on this standpoint before we have a clear-cut answer. If I was an active administrator right now, I would be wanting 100% of my staff and my residents to be vaccinated, but that's my personal opinion. And I agree also that at some point, hopefully, we're gonna, unmask while we're working in facilities. So where does that leave that person that decides not to vaccinate? And there are a whole lot of legal issues around that right now. So pay attention again to your associations because they share a lot of employment law information with you as a member.